Hello, Bellshire Hall of Famers, teachers, and staff. Here is a quick iReady video on how you can get iReady data for your student data chat sheets. Okay, so let's look. We're in iReady at this time, and your screen may not look exactly like mine, but you'll have something that says diagnostic results. So you will click on diagnostic results. I'm going to go to Analyze Performance and click on that. When I go to Analyze Performance, then you will have a screen that will show your grade level in your classroom. I will just need to put in one, so I'm going to put in class, and I'm going to do Miss Howell's class because that's who I use on the student data sheet. So if I look at Miss Howell's class, then she has 4 students who have not completed, 3 students who have completed that are 2 or more grade levels below, 10 students who are 1 grade level below, and 3 students who are on or above grade level. So good job. So now if I look at her class, I will have the data, and you see that this child has a flag right here. Okay, so I know that this child needs some assistance, and I know that this child also will need a lesson. That's what that flag will tell me. But I'm going to go down to Putnam because that's who I used. And when I click on the student's name, then you can see that this student has typical growth. It gives me exactly, sorry, let me pull over just a little bit. It gives me exactly just what the child did in every area. The overall score, that's where I got the 385 and grade K. And this child's strength is in geometry, so it's early first grade, kind of right on grade level. Now the child will need assistance in the other areas, but I'm only going to pick the one that I'm going to focus on for this 9 weeks, so that way the child can get assistance as we're doing lessons, and hopefully we can fill in any gaps so the child can be successful in core classes. Now I see that the goal is for the student to go from a 340 to a 414, and that's just a typical goal. But if you want to stretch it, you can get her to a 422. So if this is one of my students that I'm looking for as my 10 to rise above, to be the ones that we can really target to making it for us for 10 ready, then I want to make sure I stretch that student to get that 422. Okay, all right, let's go back. All right, so when I scroll down, I also see that this child will have a breakdown under number and operations, algebra and algebraic thinking, measurement and data, and then finally geometry. So for me, I picked algebraic thinking. So this is what the student can do. At this point, she is likely of having only a basic understanding of algebraic thinking concepts. Okay, so I know this is what this child is strong in. So these are the strengths. So this is where I would get that information. Now this is what the student needs to work on. These are the things that I need to work on with the student. As you can see, there is a long list of things to work on. So I'm only going to pick up to 3 items so that way the student does not get frustrated. I don't get frustrated in trying to figure out what would be the best thing to help. So I'm only going to pick on 3 items that I know that we're going to work on during that quarter. So this second quarter, what are the 3 items that you're going to work on during the second quarter that will help this student the most in core classes, so that we will not create new gaps for this student? So you would just pick those 3 and put it on the student data sheet. So that takes care of my student as far as looking at iReady data. I know that this will give me the student score. It'll also give me what strengths. I know that geometry was the student's strength. And I also understand that the student's weakness is the lowest area, which was algebra and algebraic thinking. That one scored a 375. All right, so that is what I would put on the data sheet, and then that's how I would get my information for my data sheet. Okay, so let's look at Lexia Core. Excuse me. All right, if I look at Lexia Core, then you will open up your My Lexia and you'll see a screen that looks like this. And you'll see your class on there. So your class will have their levels. And you'll see that I have this child up. And I'm going to go back to first grade again. I've got to sign in. What a shame. I thought I thought it wasn't going to time out, but it did. So forgive, please. Okay, so let's go down to Miss Howell. All right, so Miss Howell's class, and I'm going to pick my same student, and there's my student right here. So I see that this student right now is showing that this student is on a first grade level, and I see that this student is scoring at level 6. Okay, if you look up, this student is scoring right now on a kindergarten level, and they're a level 2. So you'll get different levels, and they'll tell you just about what grade level that would be equal to. Okay, also you'll see that this student is kindergarten, and because they're kindergarten and this is a first grade class, you'll see that their total minutes is 54, whereas this student, their total minutes is less than 54. Okay, their total minutes is 40. Oh, I'm sorry, wait a minute, I got that backwards. They both have 40 minutes. But their total minutes this week, this student spent 54 minutes on the program, whereas this students they've only spent 5 minutes on the program. I'm sorry, I have that backwards. This will tell you the target time for each student that will need to be on the program. Now you'll see some students, they may say their target time may be 60 minutes, or their target time may be 80 minutes, or their target time may be 20 minutes. It depends on their placement. So for our students, because we have intervention and we may have some small group during core time, we want to make sure that we are not overusing My Lexia, and the students will get bored with it if we do overuse it. So if we want to make sure that we use the lessons in My Lexia for small group, and then use the online time as needed throughout the week until they reach their target. So for example, if PLT is a week where we have 3-day ELA, then that means that my week where I have 3-day ELA, this student only needs 40 minutes. Well, that student can do one whole day online and will receive their 40 minutes. Well, for the next 2 days, they will need to do small group lesson and then an application lesson where they are doing hands-on work with material. So that's how I can get that all in, but I don't want to overuse it throughout the week. All right. All right, so let's go back to our student. We have Putnam here. And when I click on Putnam, as you can see, I don't have enough data quite yet on this student. So because I don't have enough data on this student, that's the reason why we're not going to be filling out a lot of data on students right now. We're going to wait and make sure we have those filled out on the 16th and 30th, so that way we can see what the students truly need. Okay, so right now, this is where we are. The students only used 5 minutes so far. And I don't have any skills report. I don't have any lessons for this child because they haven't been on enough to produce lessons. However, I can see just exactly what are some areas that this child may need. So they do have this skill builder right here. And I know that this also tells me an area that this child will need. And if I scroll down, I can look over here where it says core 5 level 6 activities. And you see, this is what the child will be working on in level 6. So this will be some of the child's needs. So you can put that as improvements. So remember, use your map data. Have the kids get on MyLexia Core 5 so that they can produce the data that we need to make a sound decision on the needs of all of our students. And use what you have so far. If you have information on a child, use it, and then from there we can start filling out those student data sheets, and then we can have our student data conferences with the students. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Everyone, remember, fall break, pumpkins, love, and peace. Have a great day.